All right, let's try this again. Let me know if you see or hear me on here. Okay, all right, I am live. Okay, excellent. So, let me see. Just to, just bear with me. Okay, here we go. All right, so there is a bit of a delay I'm noticing, but that's okay. So, put this on all my chat messages and change this to subscribers only. Subscribers, let's say 10 minutes. All right. Okay, so I'm just wait for some people to get back in here, and then we will start. So, if you did not see the other test videos, I was able to get this working, not a problem, but the problem is there's some other features than EV Mux that I had up that I can share on my screen, but when I did that, it wouldn't let me take them off. And I was experimenting with a giveaway wheel, and I was able to make it, and I was able to customize it a little bit, so I'm just learning on that. But when I show the giveaway wheel, it's not letting me actually spin. So if I'm using my desktop, I absolutely love this. This is a great system, and I can very easily switch the different screens. I can show different giveaway wheels or other features, and it's not a problem. And I also have the ability to do a whole lot of stuff like screen shares and all kinds of things. But for some reason, when I'm using my cell phone, I am extremely limited in what I can do. So this is the purpose of my test lives, is to see, okay, I know this works on the desktop, but how can I work it on the cell phone? And then I can figure out what it is that works, what doesn't work, and what I need to get some help with. So as of right now, I know that I can bring up a screen, but I can't get it to go away. So I'm adding that to my list, and I will not be touching those buttons. So for right now, I think I'm just going to kind of leave it the way it is and just test it so that I can see how things work, like comments. So I want to test that out where I can actually watch the chat. So I'm using an old cell phone that still works, but it doesn't have phone service, so I can use Wi-Fi. So I am currently streaming on an old cell phone using Wi-Fi, and then I have, if you can see it, I have my phone that I'm watching. So I'm able to watch the live on my phone, and I can have it streaming on the other one. So this way I can actually see what can you see, and if I push this button, what it shows on my screen is different than what other people see. So I just want to check all this stuff out, and then I can make my list of questions to go ask everyone. So yeah, right now I'm just going to be checking. So I'm going to be very careful not to push buttons, but I was able to get this to work. So let me just try this again. All right, there we go. I figured out how to do a banner. So exciting. Wow. And you know what? I'm proud of myself because I'm not good with all this tech stuff, but I'm pretty good at figuring things out. So, all right, so we got that. And then I figured this out. I can scroll across the bottom. I just put a random message there, so I just wanted to see if that works. And now, okay, yeah, so that's working out pretty good. And here's two buttons that I can actually push that work and don't cause problems. So I just want to double check and make sure. So I can hide that, and then I can also hide that. So Okay, so I have one thing that I can do that is not a problem. So if you can hear me, let me know, and let me know if this picture is better than the last live, because I did not like the last one. It was horrible, but I can only fix it on my desktop, so I have to end the live, change it, and then restart it. So let me know if this view is better, but I do notice that there is a lag. So when I'm talking, there is a delay because I'm watching on my phone. And so I realize that when I say things, it's a couple seconds before you see or hear what I'm saying. And I don't like that. So that's another problem. But I've noticed most people have that problem. I think it's just standard with YouTube where they have a bit of a delay. So for right now, let me see. So I can do this and I can do this. So wait, there. I'm going to leave that up. And then I'm not going to touch anything else, but I do want to test it out with comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started on working on my seeds, and then as comments come in, it lets me experiment with that section. So again, I have the streaming on a phone, on a tripod, and using Wi-Fi, my Starlink, and then I'm watching everyone on my phone. So I can actually see the comments on my phone, but what I'm trying to experiment with is if I don't have this phone with me, can I just use the one I'm streaming on? So that's where it gets challenging because I can't really see what you see, but I do have the comment section up. So I just want to see if the comments that come up in the live chat are going to show on the phone I'm streaming on. So while I'm waiting for people to come back from the last live experiment, I am going to start working on my seeds. So let me see. I'm just going to give you a quick little I don't know what you call it, but I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. Now, if you want to see my rescues, because they love to play, I'll wait till some more people come back in, and I'll throw out some snacks and some catnip, and then you can watch them play while I work on this. But what I'm doing is I've started with a bowl of warm water and a whole stack of paper towels that I've cut in half. Well, I just ripped them in half. And then the other thing I'm working on is, oh, hey there. Oh, yeah, I see you, Tamara. I see you. So thanks so much for posting the comment, because that is what I'm testing out. I want to see if the comments on YouTube are going to show up on the comment section on my streaming, because I have to go into Safari and I have to go into EV Mux and stream from EV Mux. And then just link it to YouTube. So it's very different on the screen that I'm looking on than what you see. So that's why I'm streaming on the old phone with Wi-Fi, and then I'm watching on this one so that I can compare and make sure everything's working. So I've got my bowl of water, and I have some just paper towels. And then here's another little trick if you don't know this. So one of the first videos that I posted was on these markers. If you use a regular Sharpie outside, the sun is probably going to fade it away. But they have these markers here. I don't know if you could see. Okay, this is a Sharpie Extreme Fade Resistant. They used to be called Sharpie Extreme Weather, but these are specifically for outside. So it prevents the sun from fading out your ink, and also I guess like the rain and all that stuff. So what I do is I use these on my tags, but today I'm not using my tags. I'm just going to be seed starting using dollar store Ziploc bags. So these are the snack size ones. They're really small. And then I also have these ones. They're just the regular sandwich bags. So I am going to be starting all of my seeds my gosh, that's gonna take forever. But I have waited for so long to be able to do this. I couldn't get a garden in last year because of oh, yeah, actually, you really do. It's like a full-time job trying to figure this out. So, I've only been experimenting with buttons for 2 days. So, yeah, so I'm just figure I'm gonna try out what I've learned so far, see how it works, and then I can ask the really nice people in this community for some extra help. And then once I figure that out, then I can get a little more advanced with the button pushing. So for right now, oh, hey, Debbie. So welcome in. So I'm just experimenting right now. As you can see, I figured out how to do a banner and how to do uh, something that scrolls on the bottom. So very proud of myself. I was able to click those buttons and nothing broke. And so that's where I'm at right now. Also, if you notice in the top right-hand corner, I was able to put a logo on there. So wow, I'm really doing good. And let's see. Oh, that's okay. Honestly, you're not zero help because putting comments in actually does help because not only does it let me know that I can get the comments from YouTube onto the live stream on EV Mux, which, yeah, so I'm on 2 different sites. But it's actually showing me the lag because when I'm talking, you're actually hearing me a couple seconds after. So this is very helpful because it's letting me know that there's a time delay. And I don't like time delays, especially if you are co-hosting. That is horrible. So, it's just something that I want to make sure I'm aware of because I see people co-stream a lot, and unfortunately, some of the times that they're talking, it overlaps and it's not their fault. So by knowing that there is a time difference, that helps me be aware of it. So when I bring people up to co-stream, then when we're talking, I know that, I need to pause for a moment and let them talk so that we're not overlapping. So it is really helping. So if you missed it, just trying to figure this out. The last 2 lives, oh, good gracious. So, yeah, I can figure out how to get something on my screen, but then I can't get it off. So, I'm not pushing those buttons anymore. I can do it on the desktop. I'm really good at the desktop. It has so many features. I so far like the EV Mux. But as far as having to use it on my cell phone to go live, I am very limited and it has a fraction of the buttons. So I'm not able to screen share and there's a whole bunch of stuff that I can't do. So I'm just trying to figure out what I can do and what I need to add to my questions list. So for now, while I just figure this out, I am just working on my seeds. So I'm starting with this bowl of water. I usually start with hot water. It stays hot for like a minute, so it's not actually hot. And then I have a pile of paper towels that are ripped in half. That's all I need. And dollar store, cheap. So honestly, even though these are the cheapest ones, these are actually really good Ziploc bags. These are the snack size ones. Oh, hey there. Oh, so nice that you came in. So Little Grip Off-Grid Alberta is actually in Alberta, Canada. So if you want to learn a whole lot of stuff about living off-grid, especially in the wintertime, check out his channel because he has a really good channel and a lot of good information and very hard worker. So welcome in, welcome in. So I am experimenting using EV Mux for live streaming, but I can do it on my desktop and no problem. It's using my cell phone. So I have one cell phone on a tripod and then I'm watching you all on my phone so I can see what the difference is. Let's see. Yeah, if anybody has any tips or information or advice or anything, let me know. And honestly, if you're letting me know in words, you're probably going to confuse me more. So if you would like to help, you are welcome to make a video showing baby steps with EV Mux and then tag me in it, because that will help me out so much. So again, we're starting with the little Ziploc bags and the regular ones from the dollar store. Oh, and there's one of my cats. And let me throw her. It's got catnip in it. I just put fresh catnip in there. She loves it. So anyway, so I'm starting with these two. And then, let's see. Yeah, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some seeds and I'm going to take one of these paper towels and I'm going to soak it in the water and then squish most, but not too much, because you do want to have lots of water in there. Squish it out, put my seeds on it, put it in here, and then label it. And then what I do is after they are germinated, I then will transfer it into soil. And for the people that have seen my videos, not last year because I didn't get a garden in, but the year before that, one of the things I was able to bring in the only 2 loads I was able to get moved here are my favorite garden things, and that is my Bootstrap Farmer Pretty Color seed cells. So I fortunately, I made sure that these came in the second load. I was only able to get 2 loads so far, but these I made sure that I definitely got in. So I have more than this. So it was a birthday gift to myself 2 or 3 years ago. They were half price, and then I had another discount on top of that. I got a really good deal. But it worked out to be, if you haven't seen these before, these are from Bootstrap Farmer, and these are like a rubber. They don't like crack and break. So these, I mean, you can step on these and they're probably not going to break. But these should, if you take care of them, they should last a lifetime. So it's a really good investment. And so how it worked out was with taxes and all that stuff, it was like maybe $2 or less Canadian each. And if you've ever had to purchase like garden stuff, let me tell you how much money you waste, because I've done this for years, where you buy the cheap, you know, like the black plastic ones that like break and crack. So when you push this, they would like crack and break and you can't reuse them. And when you have to keep buying them, you know, it adds up every year. But these things here, yeah, it's expensive, but I waited for 50% off, and then I had another discount on top of that. So for about $2 or less each, I think it was a great investment, and I take care of my things. So, and they're also dishwasher safe, I believe. So what I do is I wait until my seeds have germinated in the Ziploc bags, and then after they have germinated, then what I do is I take them out and then I put them in soil, because I don't want to waste soil space for things that are not going to germinate. And I don't have anywhere near the amount of these that I need. I mean, I will probably be germinating like 1,000 or more, no, more than 1,000 seeds. So, you know, so only some of my things will be transferred in here. The rest is just going to get whatever I have to put them in. I don't know if you can see her, but she is loving her cat. She is so cute. She is probably, let me see, wow, 5, 6, 7, 8. She's at least 10 years old, but she's still very playful. So if you're wondering what that is on the floor, my rescues have these toys they love that you can put catnip inside them. And I just put some fresh catnip in there, and so that's what she's doing. She's rubbing her body all over this toy and then playing with it and licking it and trying to eat it. So if you're wondering what that is, that's her. And the other ones are actually all sleeping, but if you want to see them, I can get them to come in here real quick. Let's see. Okay, so I usually give them snacks that I make homemade from scratch. So when they hear other snacks, they will usually come running. Oh, that didn't, it hit the carpet. Okay. Oh, here comes one. What's that? Ooh. Who wants treats? Who wants snacks? You want chicken? You want some chicken? Who wants chicken? It's not actually chicken, but chicken is their favorite. You want some chicken? Here, what's that? Look, what's this? Ready? Oh, here, just so you know, she growls like a dog. So if you hear growling, she's not mean. She was just raised by my dog who does not growl. And so she would growl for the dog. So she'll growl and she'll hiss if you get too close to her because she's very particular with her spots. But she's not mean. So if you hear growling, don't worry. There's no cat fight. She just, yeah, if you get too close to her couch or her spot or her snack, she'll growl. But yeah, she'll run away and hide before she does anything. Okay, let's see if I can get one over. Well, they don't want to go near Mrs. Grouch, so let me see. What's that? You want that one? What's that? Oh, it's over there. Here, look. Young lady, you want this one? Here, look. What's that? What is that? Ready? You want that one? What is that? Ready? 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 Look, over here. Go see. Well, that's not working because she's not, I don't know. She's just been like that since she was a baby. But yeah, you can pick her up and cuddle her. She's sweet as can be and she's so loving, but you just don't mess with her spot. Oh my goodness, 23, wow. I just had the rescue that I've had the longest, well, other than my dog, 'cause my dog, I had her 14 years. She passed away a year and a half ago. This October, it'll be 2 years. I had her 14 years, and that was my baby, that was my child, and she was so perfect, and I will not get a dog ever again because it's too heartbreaking. Like, yeah, it was just too much. She died in my arms, but she was perfectly healthy her whole entire life. She just got some kind of random lung thing, like quick, and then she died. But my oldest cat rescue, I've had. Oh, hey Jake, welcome in. I am testing out EV Mux, and I am not pushing any more buttons. So I had 2 other lives where I was experimenting and didn't work out. But yeah, my rescue, I had the oldest. She was 14. She would have been 14. She just passed 2 weeks ago. But I haven't had one over that 23 years. That is a lot. That is really amazing. So, yeah. So for those that don't know, I am trying out EV Mux, and it's really great on the desktop, and it has a lot of functions and features, and it's really good. So I do like it, but I'm live streaming on an old iPhone that I can connect to Wi-Fi with, and then what I'm doing is I'm watching on my cell phone. So I'm streaming on an old cell phone, and I'm watching on mine, and then that allows me to see what you see because what I see on the screen is different than what's on here. So I'm just figuring things out. So I figured out how to do banners. You can see that scrolling across. So that I'm okay. But to pull up a giveaway wheel, I can do that, but I can't get it to go away. So I had to end the stream because it wouldn't come off my screen. So I'm still learning, still experimenting, and so far it's working out good. It's just if you're on your phone, you're very limited, and I don't really like the lack of options for using your phone. But honestly, it's better than nothing. As long as I'm not doing anything special, if I'm just doing, like right now, I just have it set up, I'm not having problems, and it seems to be good. Where the problem I have is when I'm pushing buttons because I want to bring stuff up. So I think going forward, what I'll do is I'll just do this, but I do have some plans, and I also have some secret lives that are planned with other channels. So exciting. But here, you want this one? Oh, you want that? Huh? Is that catnip? There, go get that one. So, yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in the future, I can go live on my computer, on my desktop, but I can do fun stuff. So I can do screen shares. So if there's pictures or things that I wanted to show you, I can actually do that, or play videos, and it'll show up on the live stream. So, oh my gosh, you know what? If I pushed all the buttons at the same time, it would probably work, because pushing one button was not helping me. Like, there is no button. How do I get this giveaway off my screen? There's no button to get it off my screen. So, if I did push all the buttons, it probably would have worked. But I didn't try, because I'm like, last thing I need is to break it too much. So. Oh, ask away. Ask all the non-EV Mux questions you want. I'm just sitting here, just testing it out. So actually on my screen, I have, oh, let me get her snacks. So on my, I put them over here. So on my screen, I can see the comments that are showing up on YouTube. So that's the other thing I wanted to experiment with, is if I were to go live on the phone that I'm streaming on right now, can I see comments the same as I would if I were watching it on a different device, so that I don't have to have two devices every single time? Oh my gosh, can you see her? She is giving that little mouse toy a very, very nice bath, and then eating it. Here, honey, you want some? Okay. So young lady is sitting next to me, and she doesn't want to go and get her snacks, so I have to give them to her. So let me see. What do we have here? Oh my good gracious. Watch time hours? What is that? So, no. I had some watch time hours from posting last year. But last year, or the year before that, last year was a really bad year. So a lot of good things, but it was horrible. Last year was a mess. So I didn't post for like 7 or 8 months, other than a few collaboration videos. So I only had a little bit of hours in the past year. So if you don't know, with YouTube, you have to have like, well, there's different options, but in general, you have to have about 4,000 watch hours per year, and it doesn't go from like one day to like a full year total. It's per day. So like so for today, my watch hours are only from today and the last like 364 days. So tomorrow, like, it'll be from tomorrow in the last 364 days. So any watch hours that you had from like that day before, they drop. So as of right now, I have a total of 150 something hours. That's right. I have 150 something watch hours. Not need, but I have. So in order to get monetized, well, it doesn't mean you're actually going to get monetized. In order to qualify to earn any money on YouTube, there's different options, but you need either 3,000 watch hours and so many million views on a short, which is just not reasonable. So the other option is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So I'm still a bit short on the subscribers, but I will tell you one reason why. I do not promote my channel. I know a lot of people do, and it works for them, but I'm just building my channel very slowly, and I'm not trying to like put on an act to get everyone to subscribe and everything's wonderful and la la la. So pretty much it's just is what it is. Like, this is my life, and if you don't like it, that's fine. But I want to try and make sure that if somebody is subscribed, that they actually are subscribed because they want to be, and that they're actually going to help with views and watch hours and things like that. And that actually, even if you have low subscribers, it actually is better for your channel that those subscribers are watching your stuff and supporting you, because honestly, I am not going to be dependent or reliant on any YouTube paying me anything, because, I don't trust the hours they say you have or the money they say you earn. So my whole purpose for YouTube is basically just to share things with people that will hopefully help them learn some things that they didn't know, or maybe encourage and motivate people to, like, just to do some things that maybe they just didn't have the motivation to do. And so I'm hoping that some of the things I share can help people, but most importantly is the friendships that I've made. I have made really good friendships with people, and it's just fun. But how I feel like YouTube is going to help me is definitely not by getting monetized, but it does help. So you definitely want to have that option to be able to earn money. Because here's the thing, even if you're not monetized, YouTube is making money off of you. So if YouTube is going to be making money off of me, I at least want a cut. Even if they're only going to pay me a couple pennies, I at least want something. So it is important to at least get monetized, but then you have to stay monetized, and it can be very difficult to even make $1. So what my focus is on is product reviews and free stuff. So how you do that is, the more views that you have, and obviously the more subscribers, then the more likely you are to get companies to sponsor you. So a lot of companies will send people some free things, and in exchange for you just posting a video or showing people how to use it, or putting it in your videos showing people that this is what I'm using. But honestly, as much as I love money and free things, I also don't want anybody to go and think something's great because, oh, someone gave it to me, so I have to do a good review. So that's not going to work. So if you see me reviewing anything on this channel, it's because it's something that I actually am either using or going to use, or it seems like something that is worth trying. So yeah, so my goal right now is to get as many views up as I can, so that I have an easier time trying to find companies and places that want to support me with free stuff, because I can't afford to buy it. So that's just another little way that you can earn things that you can't afford. So I have a lot of projects. I have a chicken coop and chicken run to build. I have a little bit of supplies, but not everything, not even close to everything. I've got so many home renovations, and then gardening, good gracious. I don't know if you can see it out the window, it's just grass. This whole property is just grass. They've never had gardens here, nothing. So I have to start from scratch. So, I mean, there's just so many things over just every little topic you can think of. Tools, everything. I just need it all. And I'm only one person. And yeah, I got a lot going on. And it's going to be a while before I can sell my house, my other house. So in the meantime, this is like the whole purpose of this. So I know that one of the best ways to get views and for people to help you with your watch hours is to have lives. So going forward, I'm gonna try it. I figure if I'm just sitting here working on my seeds, well, it doesn't hurt to just put on my camera. And if anybody's interested in what seeds that I'm starting and like the varieties and why and want to learn about them, then it's not gonna hurt anything. So I'm just sitting here working. So while I'm doing things inside and outside and fixing stuff and all that, I figure I will try and just see how the lives go. So I can always go live, and then if anybody wants to help out, they can just, leave it on, and that will help me. And hopefully, in return, I will be able to have more views, and yeah, the subscribers help too. But honestly, if you think about it, if you are a company that is trying to promote your product, if you had somebody that had 100,000 subscribers, but then they had maybe like 200,000 views, are you going to pick that person to send product to in exchange for a video to be posted? Or would you pick somebody that has very low subscribers, but they have like a lot of views? Because that means that the people that are actually, you know, the people that are subscribed are watching. And so it means your views mean a whole lot more than your subscribers. So, so that's just basically just where I'm at. I'm just hoping that by trying out these lives and getting, well, my watch hours to get monetized, but then also added views, that's going to help me be able to try and get some product sponsorships so that I can get all this stuff done. So let's see. Yeah, 1,000 subscribers and 400 watch hours to be monetized. Yeah, exactly. Every single day, you're gonna lose the watch hours you had from a year ago that day. So yeah, and that's the other thing too. So you have to earn at least $100 before they'll even send you money. And honestly, it's hard to earn $100 on YouTube. You know, there's people that do. They make a whole lot of money and everything's great for them, but most people, you really have to work and you have to work hard to make $100. And often it takes well, normally for most people, it takes you a couple years to be able to make that $100. A lot of people are fortunate. They get a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, they get monetized right away. But for most people, it doesn't happen that way. Yeah, and that's the other thing too is, you know, it's great if you can get like products that you can that companies are going to send you that you can keep. So that's great. But what's actually even nicer is if you can get products that are good quality products and you can share that with other people. That's even better because you're helping people. Even though you're getting something out of it, you know, you're actually helping somebody. Because I have bought so many things over the years that, you know, I wish like somebody who actually tried it out and had an honest review would have showed me that, because I've wasted so much money in the past on things that I have bought that I'm like, this is crap. And so I wish I did not buy it, and I hope nobody else buys it. So yeah, if you can get things, try them out, and they're actually good, and then you share that with people, you could actually be saving somebody from wasting money, you know, because often a lot of people, they'll, oh, I need this, and then you go to the store and it's like, well, which one do I buy? Like there's all these different choices. Or even if you're looking on Amazon, there's so many different choices. So, you know, if you can see a review that someone did online that's trustworthy and honest, and you see that, well, they had this one and it looks great to me, then most likely you're helping that person make a purchase that is actually going to be worth their money. So yeah, so that's another good thing. Oh my gosh. Honestly, Xander, you know what I was hoping that you would get for your birthday the other day? I was hoping that all your nieces and nephews would have come home and been like, happy birthday, you're going to be an uncle again. So, no, that's horrible. That's mean. But I just thought, oh my gosh, that would have been a funny birthday present. But anyways, I hope you did have a really awesome birthday and lots of fun. And let's see. Oh, wait, we got another one coming. Okay, so Scratchy, just so you know, Scratchy's the oldest one that I have, and he's recovering from a slight injury, so if he kind of walks a little bit with a wobble, he's okay, he's perfectly fine, but he just yeah, he just had to be bare. Just watch. I'll give him a couple more snaps here. So all three of those toys up there, they're smelling. Oh, that's not nice. So all three of those toys have catnip. And yeah, once in a while you'll see a little, one will toss a punch, but they're not mean. They don't actually hurt each other. So just give them a couple more toys or snacks so you get something to entertain you. You want a snack too? Okay. Aw, Scratchy didn't say his snacks. You want one, Scratch? Scratchy also has a bit of an eye issue that we're working on right now. He, honestly, I don't even know how old he is. So that black one, let me see if you can see him on the right. Yeah, I think you can see him far right. So that's Scratchy. He was, I don't know how old he is. He was the very first stray cat that I was able to get fixed. So I spent, oh my gosh, like 10 or more than 10 years doing trap and release. So I would try and get as many stray cats fixed, and then you put them back out just where you got them, because you can't help them all, but you can at least get them fixed. Because people, they don't fix their cats, they let them outside, and you literally have hundreds of cats on every city block. So I worked really hard. He was the first one that got fixed, and I tried so hard to get him adopted because he was so sweet and so loving, but nobody wanted him. So it's just sad, and he was the sweetest thing. Yeah, he was on the street by himself. And so, anyways, so I took care of him outside for 8 years. So he was at least he was over 8 years old, because he was at least a year old. So he would have been at least 8 years old before I moved here. And then when I moved here, I wasn't going to leave him. I'm like, that's horrible. So when I moved here, I brought him with me, and he's just been perfect ever since. So I've been here 5 years, so yeah, well, he's at least 14, but I don't know how old he was. So yeah, so he's at least 14, but he's probably like more like at least 15 or 18 years old. And he is still perfectly healthy. He's perfectly fine. Just has a little eye issue he's working on. Oh, yeah. So the seeds, so that's what I was going to do while I'm figuring all this out. So I was just showing people that how I start is I take this bowl. Oh, there's a cat treat under the tripod. Let me get him his cat treat. There you go, son. Oh, it's okay. You got it? Right here. Right here. Okay, so I take that bowl of water, and then I take these paper towels. I just ripped them in half. And then I have the Ziploc bags from the dollar store, just the cheap ones. They're actually really good. So, and then I have the small sandwich ones. So there's 2 different sizes. And then all I do is I'll show you actually, but I just take the paper towel, and then I just put it in the bowl of water, and then I squeeze the water out, but not all of it. So like it's not dripping. So you can see it's not dripping, but it's just, you want to make sure you still have water in there, and that they want more snacks. So I just make sure I have more water in there, because they do need a lot of water to germinate, but you don't want them to rot. So I'm just going to show you what I do here in a second. Okay, so after I get it wet, I flatten it out, and then I fold it, and then that's how I start my seeds. So what I was gonna do here is see if I can move this down a bit. There we go. Okay, so they're playing. Scratchy's sitting next to me. You want some more snacks, huh? Okay, here you go. You can have some more snacks there. So, yeah, they're playing, and yeah, so this is working out pretty good because I can still see. Let me just get this. Oh, Xander. Oh my gosh, wait, you should see them. Oh my goodness. Honestly, if you hear galloping horses, I do not have horses. They play like hardcore dogs. So all day and night, I will hear them. They will run from one side of the house to the other super fast, and it sounds like horses galloping. And they party super hard. So those cat trees in the morning, they're down on the floor, their box of toys all over the place, and they have some serious parties here. But yeah, they're super sweet. So normally they're good. You get the odd punch, a little throw punch here, throw punch there, but for the most part, they're good. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So for me, let's see. My cat's trying to push buttons. Camping. I don't leave my property. I just don't feel safe. So I don't do camping, but one of my dreams is to move to the middle of the woods away from people. And that's what I'm working so hard on right now. As soon as I can get the other house, I can finish moving and sell it, then I can buy land, which is where it's very remote. So it's kind of like camping. It will be for quite some time. Fishing, fishing. I don't eat fish, but I do cook fish for my rescue. So um, if I could find somebody that could fish and clean it for me, oh, that would be so nice. But I usually just have to go to the store and get frozen cod or something, and then I add it to canning jars with water and I pressure can it. Oh, I don't know if you could see. No. So I wanted to help, but I pressure can fish for my cats. And let's see. Oh yeah, gardening. Oh yeah, big on gardening. Building. You know what? I was never taught anything, and I was raised in public school, where they also don't teach you anything, nothing of value. So, unfortunately, when I first moved out here like 5 years ago, I did not know much of anything. I could not tell you. I knew a 2x4 was a piece of wood, but I couldn't tell you what a 2x4 meant. And I didn't know what kind of wood a 2x4 was made out of. And so I also was never taught how to use a drill. I didn't know anything about drills or pretty much any tool. And I did not know anything about screws. I thought they were all the same. Like, I was horrible. And if you had to put a wall up, I couldn't even tell you where to start. I couldn't do basic framing, nothing. But when I first moved out here, I had to learn. So I had to pay a neighbor so that I could get a deck built and the addition on the house. But I helped, and that's how I learned. So I've learned so much about building, just from helping and roofing. Oh, I can put on a roof now. So if I need a roof, that I can do myself. And I am so proud because I've learned. I watched one neighbor do it, and wow, that was an experience because he didn't do one little thing and it caused flooding. And I had to just take the whole roof off and scrape all the tar. It was a nightmare. But then I had a different neighbor help me redo my roof. So I'm definitely pretty good on roofing. So I'll be showing a lot of building stuff too. And let's see. Oh yeah, so the other thing I noticed is there is a delay. So when I'm saying something, you actually hear it a few seconds later. You know what? I don't think it matters what country you live in. I think the public school systems are pretty much the same. Some are not as bad, but they're pretty much all organized. We'll just put it that way. Oh my gosh. I am so jealous. So if you have not seen Jake's garden, it is so nice. You know what I have right now? Grass. And my snow is mostly all melted. Of course, it's been raining too, but there's still a little bit of snow down by the brook. For the most part, the snow melted. So finally, that part is done. But I can't plant outside until the middle of June. So that's why I'm starting seeds now. So, the other thing is, I couldn't start, I know it's late, but I couldn't start seeds earlier because it doesn't make any sense to start your seeds if you have no soil to put them in after they germinate. So, but I was able to finally get some help with getting getting some soil. So on Wednesday, you'll see, finally I have garden soil coming. So I try to do natural as much as possible. But listen, I don't have a tractor, so I can't go digging up my nice soil in the back. And there's a very huge sloping hill. So if I were to bring 5-gallon buckets and a shovel and try, well, it's like 3/4 rock, the soil out here. So if I tried to dig up my soil to use in my gardens, or like for seed starting, or in my gardens, it wouldn't make it up the hill because to have to carry 5-gallon buckets of dirt up this super steep high hill, it's just not going to work. So unfortunately, I did the best I could. So I have the big, what do they call those? Like those. It's like compressed, but it's like a big bag of Pro Mix. So I have some of those coming. So I can put the seeds in soil once they germinate. So now that I know I have soil coming, I can start my seeds. And then I also got topsoil to cut the Pro Mix in. For the seed starting, I'm just using Pro Mix, but for my 5-gallon buckets, I'm actually going to cut it with half topsoil. So fortunately, I was able to get at least about 50 of my 5-gallon buckets. I only got 2 loads of stuff moved here. I still have like, oh my gosh, I'm going to at least need 2 more of the 26-foot U-Haul trucks to get the rest of my stuff. But at least with the little bit that I got moved here, I made sure I got my, I was able to bring at least 50 of my buckets for outside. So to save money and make it stretch, because the Pro Mix is double the price when you look at how much you get and how much it costs than the topsoil. So I'm going to take Pro Mix and the topsoil and mix it. So my 5-gallon buckets that I have are going to be half topsoil, half Pro Mix. So, you know, save a little money here and they'll still be fine. So I can grow some things in the buckets, but then I can also grow, well, everything else is going to be like, you know, in seed cells. And then I have to be creative and do some raised beds on a budget. So you're going to see what I came up with for raised beds on a budget. But that's coming in on Wednesday. So let me check. It's hard for me to see the comments. They're so tiny. Yeah, I do not recommend schools. If you can homeschool, that is definitely the way to go. Oh yeah, I didn't have the option to learn anything useful in school. There was no option for that. It was horrible. So it was a waste of my life, honestly. Like almost everything that I've learned that's useful, I've learned outside of school. So, but anyways, so what I did was, and you'll see it on Wednesday. Let me just get some more snacks for my cat. So I don't have the means for raised beds at the moment, but I was able to get a little bit of help with charging stuff to a credit card until I sell my house. And when I got the Pro Mix, what I did was I found that they sell, it's called economy lumber. So if you, instead of getting 2x4s that, you know, are like normal, I think it's kind of like the ends. So when they mill wood on like a sawmill, you know, the first pieces are usually like, they're not like perfect. So you'll end up having like a whole side cut off, not cut off, but it's like bark. You know, they're not perfectly rectangle edges. And so I think, yeah, so the economy wood is the 2x4s that I think it's 2x4x9. It's $2.98 each. And it's just kind of like the 2x4s that are not good enough to sell as regular 2x4s. And so I'm like, you know what? If I can put some screws in it, it's fine. So I got a couple of the economy 2x4s to see what they look like. And I'm going to try and do raised beds that are 2x4 high. It's not really ideal, but you know what? It's better than nothing. And then, so my plan is I'm going to go and get all the cardboard boxes that I've been throwing down. In my garage, I have concrete steps that go down to a door that you can go right in the basement, so you don't have to go like through the house to go to the garage. And I've been throwing all the empty boxes there, so I'm actually going to take all those empty boxes and I'm going to open them all up, and I'm going to lay it all over the grass with some 2x4s and buckets on it to keep it flat, and let it kill the grass, and then I'll put like the little 2x4x9 2x4s. I'll make raised beds out of that, just one board high. So I figured it's going to cost me about $9 plus tax to make one 4 foot by 9 foot, a little more than 4 foot raised bed, and then I'll just put topsoil on top and plant my stuff there, and it's just gonna have to work, and they're gonna have to like it. So hopefully my plants will adapt and be okay, but that's the best I can do. I do not have a rototiller, and I don't have a tractor, and I don't have help, so that's just the best I can do. Let's see. Yeah, and that's the thing is that, each state and each province has their own rules for homeschooling. So, some is a lot easier and better, but paperwork, you shouldn't have to do paperwork for homeschool. You just be like, no, I'm not sending my kid to school, and that's it. You just don't send them, but that's horrible. You have to fill out paperwork just to homeschool. That's awful. Yeah, and that's the thing. I grew up where I didn't have I didn't have good family to begin with, but I didn't have anyone that taught me anything. So, and nobody had a wood stove. I didn't know what a wood stove was. Nobody had that, and nobody did anything. I was raised in like where it's kind of country. It was outside the city, but I spent most of my time in the city with my grandparents, visiting all the time. So even though I grew up where it was mostly country, I still never learned anything because no one taught me. I had nobody. And all of my friends that I grew up with were pretty much the same. We were all pretty much raised the same. You go to the grocery store, you buy your food, and you just push a button and you have heat. And like, you don't, no one ever taught me anything of value ever. So, yeah, I had to learn everything. I was not fortunate enough to have people to teach me things. Or honestly, I didn't even know how to use a drill. You know how I learned how to use a drill? YouTube. So it was like a year and a half ago. I'm like, I have to build this. I had to build something around my deck for privacy. I'm like, I can't afford to pay anyone. And I got some 2x4s, and I have some clear plastic lattice. So I gotta figure out a way to do something with that and make privacy fencing. So I had to go on YouTube and figure out how to use a drill, and I had to go and get a drill and a saw and learn how to use it from YouTube. So I was not fortunate enough to learn that stuff. Yeah, I've noticed that like some places they do not allow homeschooling. And that's terrible. And some places you kind of do like half homeschooling, but they have to be enrolled in like some programs in the school. It's nuts. So I'm just going to start out with peas. So I got to figure out which ones. So here's what I'm working with. These are old, but I'm sure they're fine. So I got these like honestly like 4 years old. So I have 2 bags of these alderman or tall telephone peas. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that I'm planting everything so that I can seed save, but honestly, that's just not really going to work here for a lot of things. Tomatoes are easy because I believe tomatoes, they don't need that much spacing to not cross-pollinate. I looked it up. Was it like 20 feet or 30 feet or something? It's not very much. So I can save seed from tomatoes. I'm going to grow all kinds of varieties so I can save seed. But as far as like, peas and stuff like that, I haven't looked that up. So I figure, you know what? I think next year I'll focus more on seed saving because this year I just need food. So I don't really care. As long as I have peas, if they've cross-pollinated, well, that's okay. They'll still be good. So I have this bag of Homesteader Lincoln English peas. And one thing I learned from Danny at Deep South Homestead is that when you're looking at your peas, like when you want peas to plant, let me take some out of here and show you. So I noticed like when I first got peas, I would look at them like, oh, those look old and terrible. And then I would get some peas that were like, let me see if you can see it. Some of the peas look fresh. They're round and they're green. And what I learned is you don't want to plant those nice round green ones. You want the shriveled up ones that look old. You see the shrivels? So that's just one of the random things. Because again, I never learned anything. I have to teach myself. So Deep South Homestead, that's what I learned. With these peas, you want the shrivels. Shrivels are good. So, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to, for peas, I'm not going to bother with trying to seed save. Honestly, even if they're cross-pollinated, they're still peas. And they're still going to be good and you can still use them. So I probably will actually seed save my peas, but it'll just be for myself. So yeah, if they're cross-pollinated, it doesn't matter because it's food and it's fine. But I'm not going to share that with other people. So like a lot of the seeds that well, that's what I thought is like that's what my plan was is I'll grow like one variety of, corn and then save seed and grow like one variety of this. But honestly, you know what? I need as much food as I can possibly grow. So for certain things, like tomatoes, I can grow a lot of varieties and seed save them all. And they're not going to cross-pollinate. I just have to make sure I have the proper spacing on my property for them. But other things need too much spacing, and I don't have the means to do that. So I'm just going to grow as much as I can, and certain things I'll seed save for myself. But like the tomatoes that I know are not going to cross pollinate, those I'll seed save, and I can use a lot of those for gifting because I would love to do like seed giveaways where I can help other people with some because all my seeds are heirloom. So I make sure I get good quality heirloom seeds, and then when I'm seed saving, I can share those with other people, and then they know that they are at least heirloom seeds, and they should not be cross pollinated. But for myself, you know what? It's food, so it's fine if it does. So I think so. What I'm going to do is right now I'm going to do these 2 bags of alderman or tall, I guess they're known by 2 different names, telephone peas. And then I'm going to do this Laxton Progress number 9 English pea. And then a Homesteader Lincoln English pea. And honestly, I think I'm using up all of them. I try to make sure that I have enough for next year, but these, you know what, I'm just going to have to buy new ones because these are already like 4 years old, but I'm sure they're perfectly fine. These are Sugar Snap peas. And then I have another bag of the Homesteader or Lincoln English peas. I'm going to... Oh, actually, you know what the funny thing is? I actually don't have to soak my my seeds because what I do is I take the paper towels, I fold them in half, and then I put them in the water, and then I put the seeds on top of them and put them in the plastic bag, and they germinate super fast, and I never have problems. So that's the one thing is I actually don't have to soak any of my seeds, except some of them, like some of my tree seeds or certain ones I will soak, but for the most part, I've been very fortunate. I haven't had to soak anything, and they've all come out pretty good. And then I have another box of peas and another one. So here's where I kind of struggle. I'm like, wow, honestly, I will happily do all the work growing all of these, but on the other hand, I'm also limited on space and the means. So that's where I have to kind of figure out. I want to just grow them all and use them all up, but I am limited. So I think what I'm going to do, these are Alaska peas. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and maybe just plant all the ones that are in the plastic bags because they're the oldest ones. And then all my peas that are in these envelopes, some of them are like the same age, but anyways, I think I'll save these ones for next year. And then this year it'll just be, but honestly, like that is a massive amount of peas. But so I'm not sure at this point I don't even care. And I've pretty much decided that I just need to grow everything. So if I have to just take my shovel, dig a hole, and put the plant in there and put the plant in my grass, then that's fine. So at least I have food. Let's see. Yeah, so definitely going to have a whole lot of peas this year. And then I have these ones here. These are saber shelling peas. So I will definitely be canning as much as I possible, but I can freeze. It's just that for food security, for me, it's just better to have them on the shelf in the pantry. So these are sugar sprint. So those are what I'm going to grow, and might as well use these ones. So here's more of the alderman telephone peas. And here's another. So some of the bags, like I just repurposed, these are Alaska peas. So, I mean, right there, honestly, there's probably 10,000 peas right there. So, you know, I brought this bag of treats out, and now I'm being attacked for treats. I tried to hide them, but that doesn't work. They know where they're at. They can smell them. So, if you hear any kitties getting into stuff, yeah, they're trying to get their treats. Let me just check here. Yeah, same here. So I have to start everything indoors. We still have snow outside. Well, it's mostly ice. It looks like snow, but it's ice. And it's just down by the brook, but all the rest of the snow is all melted. So, ooh, freeze warning. Well, today it's 50, but the rest of the week it's going to be 30s or 40s and then down to 30 as a high. So it's still cold here. So I have to start indoor. Ooh, Arkansas. You got good temperatures, actually. A lot of channels are in Arkansas. Yeah, so I have to start everything indoors. And it's going to be... Yeah, I can't plant outside till June. So, 27 at night. Well, that's about here, too. It's freezing cold here. So, I'm going to take the peas that are in envelopes, and I'm going to put those away for next year. But here's my problem is, like, this is a lot of peas. So, you know, and it's just, I would happily grow all of them, but I'm just thinking space-wise. I don't know. So I'm going to start with the peas. What I'm going to do, actually, is I'm just going to put them aside, and then I'll start putting them in the bags later. But so if there's any of these peas that you know are really good, let me know so I can make sure that those are the ones I grow first. So I'm just trying to put them together. Okay, so I think for sure I'm going to do these alderman tall telephone peas because I have that many plus these plus these. So yeah, I want to do that and use up those. And then yeah, these Alaska peas. So here's a great example. So when I was showing you the shriveled up peas, you know, a lot of people think that, oh, those are like old and those aren't good. But these peas right here, these Alaska peas, are an excellent example. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but can you see how smooth they are? They're very round, very, very smooth. So apparently that is not what you want. So you want to make sure that when you're picking out your peas, if you can, try and get the shriveled up peas. So anyways, let's see. We'll definitely do those alderman peas, and I want to use these ones up. So we'll do the tender sweet, and oh yeah, and the Alaska peas, and that's Alaska, and I think these ones look good. Homesteader English peas. So I think I'll do those, and then maybe you know, I grew these and they were pretty good. So these Savor ones, I'll do that. And Sugar Sprint, let's get rid of those. And then I think maybe I'll save these two for next year because I can't grow. I don't have the space for 10,000 peas when I have so many other things that I have to grow. Let's see. Oh my gosh. You know, some days I wish I was in Texas. But then it's like 150. So, yeah, Texas definitely has some really nice incentives to move there with the weather. But snakes that bite and poisonous snakes, I can't tolerate. And yeah, there's a lot of critters that I don't like in Texas. So critters is definitely a problem, and I don't like the high heat. I can't do super high heat. Oh, hey, Anne. Nice to see you. So I was just trying out EV Mux just to test it. I just wanted to see if it would work out, and some things that didn't work out and that I have to, so I know what to figure out and that help that I need to ask other people with. So just hard to see. It's so hard to see comments. So this is where it's nice with EV Mux is that with the paid version you can co-stream, and the person you co-stream with does not have to have a paid version. So I could co-stream, have somebody come up to co-stream with, and because I got the paid version for the month, they can they'll still get hours, the watch hours and views and all that stuff. But they could actually just come up just to read out comments, so I don't have to try and look at them on this tiny, tiny little phone. Oh, Anne's plants are already coming up. That must be so nice. Wow. Yep, nope, not here. No, the snow is just now melting. I definitely have trees. That is one thing. Well, behind my house I have trees, but we're definitely overloaded with trees here. At this property, not so much, but this province, if you didn't know, here in New Brunswick, it's like 90%. Yeah, it's like 90% forest. So, okay, so I've picked out my peas. So I'll start them after. I just want to make sure I get them. I'll put to the side so I know which ones to start. So we picked out the peas. And then now I'm going to, let me see. Yeah, here it's kind of this, because I'm in northern New Brunswick, and we have, well, yeah, we have, especially in the wintertime, it will be 4 p.m. and it's pitch black darkness. So, um, you know, we definitely have an issue with sunlight during the wintertime, but during the spring it gets a lot better. So it's not too bad, but yeah, weather, it's one of those things. Like I said, I'm in zone 4 and I can't plant until June. However, one of the things on my list is building a greenhouse. I can't bring the greenhouse with me from the other house, unfortunately. It's too big and I can't move it. But so I'm gonna have to buy a new one, but it costs money. So um, I'm trying to experiment with how, and I actually think it's gonna work. How to build a greenhouse that's good enough on a super cheap budget. So I think that economy 2x4s that are $3 a piece, I'm thinking I can get some of those, and I could just build a basic wall frame like you would for a house, and just but line the bottom with bricks, because if you didn't know, you should never put wood, especially like if you're using regular 2x4s, not cedar. You should not put them on the ground because it'll rot. So if you put bricks down or something, put that down and then put your wood on top of it like you're framing. That elevates it so it is not directly on the wet ground. So my plan is to take the bricks that are in the backyard. There's a whole pile of bricks there. Oh yeah, so I'm zone 4 in this area, but I think I'm more 5 actually. The other house I was 4, and this one is more south, so I think I'm actually 5 here. But so I want to take the bricks that were in the backyard and just kind of like line them to where I want the greenhouse, and then put the 2x4 walls on top and build my greenhouse like that with just economy 2x4s. And then what I did at the other house, I couldn't afford the rest of the Tough Techs. If you didn't know, clear octagon Tough Techs here is over $100 for one piece plus 15% sales tax. It's 2 feet wide by 12 feet long for one, over $100. So I put it up on some of my greenhouse, but I couldn't afford to buy the rest to do the rest of the greenhouse. So what I did is, I'm like, well, let me see what I have. So I had a roll of the plastic sheeting that you put over top of your insulation. And I'm like, yeah, good enough. Let me just cover the greenhouse to keep the water out and the snow in the winter. And I put that clear plastic sheeting over my greenhouse. So at the other house, I built this framing for a greenhouse. It was 16 by 12, I think it was. And so I just covered the rest of it in this plastic, and I am not even exaggerating. That was 3 years ago, and it is still in perfect condition. It went through hot, direct sun and freezing cold winters and snow and ice, and it didn't crack, nothing. It's like perfect. It's still excellent. So I think for economy greenhousing, I'm just gonna do that and cover it, because one roll, it was 100 feet by 10 feet, and it was $68 plus tax. So that's pretty reasonable. So I think that's what I'm going to do for greenhouse when I can get the extra supplies. So let me just check, because I'm way behind on. I apologize. I'm behind on comments. It's hard to see. Um, yeah, exactly. It's so much easier if you have somebody else on panel that can just read out the comments. So. Now, originally, where I'm from in Ontario, it was actually Grow Zone 7. I'm used to Grow Zone 7. Winter is like, oh, maybe for 1 month in January, you might get a foot of snow, possibly two. But normally, we don't even have snow on Christmas. So, and people start putting their gardens in around April or May. And so it's been a huge challenge when I moved here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? You have to wait till the middle of June, and winter comes quick here too. So let me see. Oh, thanks for coming in. And yeah, this is not like anything fancy. This was just me, just might as well just put the camera on while I'm working on my seats and figuring this out. Oh, thanks so much, Sander, for stopping in. I appreciate that. And yeah, 5 years. I'm telling you that this cheap El Cheapo plastic stuff, I couldn't believe how well it works. Because I have used, so I'm just going to work on my corn now. So this is Sugar Baby Sweet corn. It's a bicolored. So, I've bought so many tarps over the years, and a lot of them, maybe like a month, 2 months, maybe a little bit in the summer. It might last a year, but almost all the tarps I've ever bought have just wore out and ripped, and then the sun, wears them out, and they've been horrible. And I've wasted so much money on tarps that I just decided, no, not going to happen anymore. So instead of buying tarps, I buy the clear plastic sheeting that you use to cover dry or insulation with, and I use that. So when I was having my firewood delivered at the other house, that's what I did. I put down the plastic sheeting because it's cheap. It's so much cheaper than tarps. It was 100 feet by 10 feet for $68 plus tax. And, well, that's Canadian. Don't forget, I'm in Canada. So these are not American prices. So for me, it's just massively cheaper, and it lasts so much longer. So, yeah, I absolutely love that stuff. And then, so I have the Golden Bantam. Now, I know, like, these are going to cross-pollinate, but you know what? It's still food, and I'm sure it'll be fine. So, Corn is one of the worst as far as seed saving. I believe it's 1 mile, I think. So if you're gonna plant your corn, you need to make sure that there's no other variety. This is honey and cream. That there's no, and these are all from Rainbow Seeds. It's the only seed company that's my favorite seed company. I've used Rainbow Seeds here in New Brunswick for many years, and they have the best germination rates and the cheapest prices. I love them. So um, this is my solution to the great big hill where I can't cut grass. I'm just planting corn. So there's a huge hill to the side of the house. It's almost like a cliff. I call it a cliff, but it's a steep hill. You can't really cut grass unless maybe you had a tractor with a bush hog, but if you try going downhill with a bush hog, you will fall. So, no, I attempted to think of a time lapse and not, no, not even um, solution is to plant corn. And I think I'm going to save these for next year. And so I'm just going to plant the ones that are in these bags because they're the older ones. But I wanted to experiment with these. This one is Cutie Pops. And this one it just says ornamental, but they're also known as glass gem. So these are the multicolor ones. And so when you grow this corn, you're going to get all different, the kernels are going to be all multicolor. So that's just, yeah, it was just interesting. But yeah, so I think I'm going to save these ones here for next year. So the ones in here, there's there's glass gem in here. And then this one here, apparently this is a really good one. And then, let's see here. I have a strawberry popping corn. And Stoll's evergreen, that's apparently a really good one too. So I'll put these away for next year. And let's see. So peas and corn is done. So I'm going to add all these corn over here to my peas. So I figured out those. My good gracious, that is a lot of corn, but that's okay because as long as I don't have to cut grass over there, I am happy. And then let's see, what was I going to check on next? So, ooh, something fun. Oh yeah, these are in my top favorites. So I'm going to show you another one of my little plans. So again, I have this massive hill, but I'm going to put the corn there. Now, I have neighbors all over the place, and these neighbors have no respect for property lines or other people's property, and I can't afford fencing. So here's my solution. I've been investing in the giant sunflower seeds for the last 3 years. So you don't get a whole lot in them, but these are really tall. So I'm going to put the large gray stripe sunflowers along like some of the like property lines, I guess you call it. So I'm going to try and make some fencing with these sunflowers. So I bought these last year, and then I do have some giant sun gold, but that's a different kind of sunflower. I have another giant sun gold, and I know I have more, but I have to find them. I have another giant sun gold. This one is gigantus, and this one is gigantus, but I think there's I have a couple packs of a variety called Kong. It's a new one that they just started selling with the seed company that I like. So that one apparently is like 12, or no, that one's 15 feet high, or 15 to 20 feet high. So that's going to be my temporary solution to fencing. It's not going to keep anyone out, honestly, because they could just tear them down. But, for one thing, these giant sunflowers are excellent for privacy. So if you ever need some privacy and you're looking for a budget, you could plant these giant sunflower seeds. And actually, I'm going to plant some of these in the back by the pool. Unfortunately, so out here it is so country. There's hardly any people, but they just happen to make sure that they build houses right next to each other. So I do have in the backyard, if I go out my back door to the left and the right, on the one side I can see the neighbor's house and the window's right directly in my backyard. Oh yeah, here's my other one. Another one. And then on the other side, their house is not there, but where they do all their work in their yard and their like structures are right there, and it's creepy. There is no privacy. So so my solution is the sunflowers, but I don't want those small ones. I want the large ones. Here we go. So Mongolian giant, I'm gonna put that over here. So these are all gonna go for like my privacy fencing. And we have mammoth gray stripe. I still have some of those. Oh, these I got in the seed swap from Glenda at Grace and Fire. So I'm going to grow those. And let me see. Um, I think that's all I'm going to grow for the privacy ones. So I have these autumn beauties. I think they grow 5 feet, or maybe that's a different one. But they're smaller ones. There's the Velvet Queen. I have not grown those yet. And Sunny Days. So these ones I'm going to have to research because I only want to grow the super giant ones. And then the small ones, it'll just be if I have extra space, just for cut flowers. But I'm going to just do these ones over here for my sunflowers. Let me just see. Oh, the next ones. So definitely, so marigolds are really good for keeping pests and bugs out of your garden. But what I learned is that there's so many different varieties and they don't all work the same. So if you just put marigolds, often what happens is they may not do anything. But then for other people, it may keep away tons of pests out of your garden. So you have to make sure that you're using the varieties that are known for working very well. I think is it the French dwarf marigolds that are the ones that work best? I'm not sure, but so I have this one here. This was from Garden State So-and-so, Robin. And there is a Jaguar marigold. But just thinking, I do want to seed save. So I'm going to try and pick the varieties that I have the most of. So I've got marigolds from Lori at Lori's World. And now, here's something that I learned that a lot of people may not know. So I've been gifted lots of seeds, and they're cheap. You can get them at the dollar stores. But something that you may not know about this company, the American Seed Company, these are on the Monsanto list. So there's a Monsanto list where it actually tells you all of the different companies that Monsanto either owns or supplies to. And this is one of them. So it's not really, but they're flowers, so I'm not really worried about it. But as far as your garden vegetables, for all the people that buy their seeds at Dollar Tree and the other places that sell them, it's just something to be mindful of, that if you're not interested in the Monsanto stuff, that it'd be just something to be aware of. If there's another option, that might be best. So there's Tangerine Gem Marigolds. And then I have French Dwarf ones. I'm definitely going to do those ones. And you know what? I'm just going to do these just to get rid of those. And let me see. There is Lemon Gem marigolds. And oh wait. Oh yeah, I do have some in here. So I can try those. Some of these I don't think I have any seeds in them, but there is the Cracker Jack, I think that's empty, and the white Kilimanjaro, I think those are empty. But I do have Eskimo marigold, so I'm going to try those. And these ones here are more Eskimo. And let's see. Oh, I have more French dwarf, definitely growing those. And then Kilimanjaro African marigold. These are ones that are from the seed company in Ukraine. If you don't know, there was a really awesome seed company in Ukraine that had fairly cheaply priced seeds, and they were excellent seeds, and they had a lot of varieties that most people don't easily find here. And they would ship to Canada, they'd ship to the United States, but for some reason they don't do that anymore. So they actually have a notice on their site that they no longer ship here. So fortunately, I was able to get my order in 2 years ago. So these are French Marigold Bolero, and these are French Marigold Majestic, and these are Pot Marigold Red Torch Mix. So I think, yeah, these I'm going to save because I can't order them again, and I want to make sure that the my most important seeds, that I plant them in a way that I can seed save and it's not going to cross-pollinate, so I can keep using them for further years. So for right now, mostly just going to do just some that I maybe only have a couple of, and mostly the French Dwarf. I want to make sure I use those. So I'm not planting too many marigolds this year because I have so many other seeds to plant in between in the gardens. Garlic cloves are amazing for repelling your pests and your bugs. So in between like my plants, I'll be putting just garlic cloves everywhere. And you don't have to get the garlic that, oh, it has to be planted in the fall and all that stuff. If you're just using it for a pest repellent, you can just go and use any garlic bulbs. So yeah, honestly, I don't recommend from the grocery store, but if that's what you have, I did it one year. I bought a whole bunch of garlic from the grocery store just to plant in between all my plants, and it was fairly cost effective and it worked. So, oh, here's another really good one. So I'm going to go through my nasturtiums, and these ones are one of my favorite things to grow because they grow so easily and they constantly put out seeds all summer long, and they are still growing really nicely in the fall, even when it's really cold. But they have a lot of good benefits of having them in the garden. So I've got Empress of India, Dwarf Jewel, Glorious Gem, Dwarf Jewel Mix. So these actually help, is it your squash bugs? I think they attract a lot of your bugs away from your garden. So you don't want to plant them in your garden, but you want to plant them like close to your garden. So you want the bugs to come to them and stay away from your plants. Then we have the Alaska Mix. And then these I got from that company in Ukraine because I never seen them here. This one is a Garden Nasturtium Double Mix and Garden Nasturtium Coral Glitter. So I'm going to save those because, again, I want to make sure that I can seed save where they don't cross-pollinate. But one of the things I like doing with these is any nasturtium is I will put these in hanging baskets, just one. So one seed will overfill a hanging basket. So in the past, I've went and I've got the impatiens and the flowers and stuff, but they don't last that long. They don't last the whole summer. But I found if I put nasturtiums in a hanging basket, just one seed, and it'll overfill, and it stays green all summer long, right into almost the winter. So they're very cost effective, and they have a lot of good benefits for the garden. So I'm not going to stay on here too much longer. I just wanted to try out this EV Mux on my phone and get some watch hours in. So anyone's still here, I greatly appreciate it. So I'll do a couple more, and then let me see. I'll probably go back on live tomorrow while I'm doing this. Honestly, it's just for watch hours, so you won't see anything fancy while I'm here seed saving. So if you haven't seen anybody with these, this is how I store my seeds. So these are just photo boxes, and I waited till I got them on sale. So I got these on Amazon years ago. I waited till they had a really good sale, and then I got them for my seeds. So that is how I store my seeds, but obviously we never have enough. So, oh yeah, the other thing I want to make sure to get started today is cabbages for sauerkraut. So cabbages are one of the top most important things for me because I will be using a whole lot of them. So absolutely love sauerkraut, but just random info. Sauerkraut is a ferment. It's fermented cabbage. It's literally cabbage and salt, and it's hard, it's raw, and it literally preserves your cabbage raw for a long period of time, and it creates a whole lot of good bacteria for your gut and your overall health, and it has massive amounts of it creates massive amounts of vitamin C. So sauerkraut is amazing for you and it's good. However, if you apply it to heat, you're killing all the good bacteria, and then you no longer have a ferment. You have cooked sauerkraut. So just random information. If you are wanting to eat sauerkraut for your health, you need to make sure it's raw fermented sauerkraut. If it's cooked, then it's not a ferment. So a ferment is raw, it's not cooked. So just random information. If you are wanting to preserve your cabbage and your sauerkraut, make sure you're not canning it. As soon as you can your sauerkraut, you're losing all those health benefits, and it's just cooked cabbage. So those I'm going to start. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go through these, and then I'm going to end the live because I have a bunch more things I need to get done, and then I will. Yeah, I wanted to go till it's 2 hours, so I do still have a little bit of time. So for cabbages, let me see, what do I want to use? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, because I'm not going to be seed saving this year for cabbages, I'm just going to use all the ones that I have open. So I've got Mammoth Red Rock cabbage. I've got another Mammoth Red Rock cabbage. This one is from Incredible Seeds. That's my second favorite seed company here. Whatever I can't get from Rainbow Seeds, I get, oh, it's empty, from Incredible Seeds. So, let's see. We have Premium Late Flat Dutch Cabbage. That was from Heritage Harvest. It's in Canada as well. And again, I only plant heirloom seeds unless it was some packages that were sent to me that, you know, should be heirloom, but maybe a questionable company. So we have Red Acre. And I definitely like the red stuff. You get a lot different nutrients from there than you do from the green. So let's see. Red Acre, another one of those. I have another one, but this one I'm going to save. It's not open. And the Micheli Asian Napa. That one I'm going to save because I have an open one here. So I'm going to go that one. That one is empty. And then, let's see. I have two the same. Okay, so these are both not open. So I'm going to grow the Savoy something cabbage. And then I have these two, oh wait, yes, there's some in there. So this is how they do their seeds. It's very different. This is from the Ukrainian company again that I had got, but they have very different way of doing their seeds. So it's open, and you can see their seeds. So I'm going to save that for next year because all these seeds that I cannot seed save, or the seeds that I can't buy again, I want to make sure that I seed save. And this is just a red heat cabbage. So I'm going to save those for next year so I can make sure that I plant them in a way that I can seed save. So that one's done, and let's get this one here open. Alright, so Copenhagen Market, that one's open, so I'll do that one. Another Copenhagen Market. This one is not open, so I'm going to save that one. Save this Copenhagen. And we have a Savoy cabbage. I'm going to, wait, maybe? Yeah, I'm going to take the one that's not open and switch it for the open. Danish ball head cabbage. This glory of something foreign word. You know what? Maybe let me see here. I'm gonna try and use the ones that are open. So I have Golden Acre. That one's open. All these ones that are not. Oh, okay. This one's open, and I almost lost my seeds. So this was a late flat Dutch. This is like it's almost like so it's like if you take a circle, like a globe, and you flatten it. So, and then the Golden Acre, that one's not open. I'm going to save that. Late flat Dutch, save that. Let me see. Okay, these are open. So here's a foreign word. I'm going to plant these. And there's another one. And then this one is not open, so I'll save that one. And so if you're new here, I'm just trying out the EV Mux to see how it works on my phone, because the desktop, it works great and it has so many features, but I'm having issues using it on my phone because I don't have the same buttons and the same options. So it was not a good experience trying to make it work. So I originally was able to bring things up on the screen. I figured out how to bring a giveaway wheel up, but then I couldn't get it off the screen. So just going through my seeds here. So yeah, if you're just tuned in, I've been going through my seeds and getting some good info from people while I just test out this. So I just finished going through my cabbage. So this here is a pile of the seeds that I'm going to start first. Peas, carrots, and cabbages and nasturtiums. And I'm not going to actually germinate them right now. I just wanted to go through some of the varieties that I want to get started first and then put them aside. So yeah, if anybody has any tips and info on EV Mux, let me know, because that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I've learned don't press buttons. So while using the phone to live stream on, I am just going to do basic, nothing fancy, no giveaway wheels, none of that stuff. That I'm going to have to do on the desktop, which is perfectly fine because at least it has these functions. So yeah, so I've also learned that there is a delay. So I'm watching on my phone, my old phone that doesn't have service. Or sorry, I'm streaming on an old iPhone that's just good for Wi-Fi, and then I'm watching on my cell phone so that I can see what you see. Because what I see on the phone where I'm streaming on, that is different than what you actually see on YouTube. So I'm just checking things out and figuring out the comments on the live stream, so bear with me. I'm going to end this in about 15 minutes, so I just figured I might as well just keep going till 2 hours so I can work on some watch hours. And let me see, I can pick pumpkins, or should I do watermelons? No, I think I'm going to do the pumpkins. Or should I do onions? I think we're supposed to start onions. Yeah, I think I'm late on my onions. I think you're supposed to start those first. So let me actually just double check. So I have some onions to go through, but my favorite is going through the pumpkins. Oh my gosh, those are so fun to grow. But let me just double check real quick. So it says here, for an example, for a pumpkin. Well, that's a giant one. Let's go to a regular pumpkin. What does this say here on the instructions? I want to see, for example, how long. 120 days for pumpkins. Okay. But now for onions, what do they say is how much time you need? If I can find one that has info on it. Okay, here we go. For example, so we'll start with New York early onions. says 98 days. So actually pumpkins take longer. So let's start with the pumpkins first. And they're my most favorite. They're so fun. So, alright, so I've got 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to work on pumpkins. Again, I'm only going for about 15 more minutes. So, let's see. I still have a whole bunch of questions for EV Mux. But just for today, I just wanted to figure out some of the basic things that I want to see if it works or not. And I'm very pleased with what I've learned, because that's the whole purpose of experimenting, is to figure out, if I press this button, what happens? And if this works on my desktop, is it going to work the same on my phone? Answer is no, it doesn't. So I'm happy with what I've learned. But I'm just going to finish out this live with sorting through my pumpkins. So I want to try and use up anything that is open. So we've got Jack Be Little. I only have a couple in there. And I'm going to try and save all the ones that are not open for next year. And because I also want to seed save. So, okay, this one here is one that I was very excited to grow. And I think this is the blue one? Or wait, I'm not sure. But I was very excited to try this one. So there's a few seeds in there. I'll grow that one. Let's see what else I want for pumpkins. We have this one here. It's like some of these names are a little bit weird, but you know what? As long as they grow, I'm happy. You don't get much seeds in those. I actually have another one of those that are open, but I don't think... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. No, I do want to grow a lot of these. So if you are interested in pumpkin seeds for eating, these are the kind of pumpkins you want to grow. So your regular pumpkins, you have like a white shell and then your seed is inside. But these pumpkins are just the seed. There's no white shell. So these are purposely grown for pumpkin seeds. So I definitely want, I actually have another one that's, oh wait, no, that one's not open. So we'll save that. Alright, so this one I'm definitely saving as well. Any of the seeds I got from the seed company in Ukraine that is not shipping to Canada or US anymore, I'm putting aside so I can only grow them when I can seed save. Because you have to have a very large amount of space in between your pumpkins so they don't cross-pollinate. So yeah, I think that's it for this package. Oh, I have a couple in here. So I'll grow this Howden's Field as well. And then let's check the next section for pumpkins. So let me see, these open? Big Macs will be next year because they're not open. These Atlantic Giants, I do have them open, but I don't think I want to grow them here. So I'm just going to save those for next year. And I have some Baby Pam. This one's empty. Cinderella, I really did want to grow, but oh yeah, it is open. So I'm going to try those. And then these were gifted to me from Jesse and Lisa like a long time ago. So these are Connecticut Field Pumpkins from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. So I'm going to try that. And then these ones are not open. So are they? Oh yeah, they are. Same thing, Connecticut Field. So I might try and grow those and use up those. And then here's another one. These are hull-less pumpkin seeds. So yeah, if you plan on growing pumpkins for eating the seeds, definitely want to get the pumpkins that grow the seeds without a shell. And then the last one for pumpkins. So this is, oh wait, oh these are, I've got some onions in here. Oh no, these are onions. Okay, so we're done with the pumpkins. So I think, my goodness, I have a massive amount of plants already, and I haven't even got through 10% of the varieties that I need. So let me see. Oh my gosh, there's the one I was looking for. So I do have another one for pumpkins. Let's see what we have here. Alright, so again, anything from the seed company in Ukraine. that is going for next year, so I can make sure that I seed save, that I plant them in a way where I can seed save them, where they have lots of space so they won't cross-pollinate. So I have a whole lot of varieties of pumpkins that I got from the Ukraine seed company that I've never seen over here. All right, so let's go down to this one here. Long Island cheese pumpkin. And what am I doing with pumpkins? Well, I'm going to can. Yes, you can can them. So if you cut your pumpkins, that's from Ukraine. So if you cut your pumpkins into cubes, you can then pressure can them. And so you're not supposed to can pumpkin puree, but you can can the cubes, and then you just puree it yourself. So I do want to have my own pumpkin on the shelf. So that one is a Naked Bear pumpkin. This one is New England Pie pumpkin. So I want to have my own pumpkin so I can make my own puree from my own healthy, natural, organic pumpkins. This is Small Sugar Pie pumpkin. That one's open, so we'll use that. This one is Small Sugar. Still have a few in here, so we'll use that one up. Let's see. This one is not open, so I'll save that for next year. This is empty. This is another one from the Ukraine company. It is a Titan pumpkin. Let's do that for next year. Touch of Autumn Baby Pumpkin. That one's open, so I'll use that up. And this is a white pumpkin. Save that. And another white pumpkin. And another. I think I accidentally ordered 3 instead of 1. You know, it happens. You get, I don't know, sometimes you don't pay attention. This one apparently is the best ones to grow for pie pumpkins. These are Winter Luxury Pie Pumpkin. I do want to, but you know what? I've already got these pie pumpkins in here, so I think that's good. I'll save that for next year. And we have, let me see, is it 2? Oh my gosh, isn't this the cutest thing? This is from the IBG seed swap last year. It's 2 pumpkin seeds, and they were from Tina at Life in the Piedmont Homestead. They're 2 sugar pies. I'm saving those for next year. So I think that is the cutest little thing. So, all right, so far, almost at my 2 hours. So I have peas, corn, pumpkins, nasturtiums, and cabbages picked out. So that is what I'm going to start on to germinate my seeds. And let's see, what should I do? So I think, yeah, so that's all we went through right now. So I'm going to actually start germinating these tonight. So I'll be working very hard getting my seeds germinated. And then by the time they actually germinate, I will already have my soil here so that I can transplant them. And that is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. It's always exciting when you see your plants and your seeds growing and you know you did something right. And that's one of my favorite things, is watching them grow and thrive. So, oh, there she is. They absolutely love those catnip toys. You see her? Oh, that's Scratchy. Oh, he's such a sweetheart. I love him. So anyways, for everyone that came into the live today, I greatly appreciate it. And if you are new to coming into this particular stream, this was just a tryout EV Mux, and it's just for watch hours. So I did some experimenting, and then I went through some of my seeds while I was just sitting here going to be going through them anyways. So I think tomorrow I will do another live, and now that I have a little bit of things figured out, so tomorrow I will probably just put this on while I'm doing my seeds. Again, it's nothing fancy, so tomorrow's live, it'll be nothing fancy, just honestly, it's just for watch hours, and I may even have some co-streamers up here so that since, you know, I'm going to be sitting here working on seeds and there's other people that need help with watch hours, then we can all work together and help each other out. So yeah, so thank you so much for everyone that came in and helped out with trying to figure out EV Mux and also with watch hours. Greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, I will probably be back tomorrow, but again, it's not going to be anything fancy. So if you like seed talk, you are more than welcome to come in or just let it play. So we can all help each other out. And I am going to go and get my dinner out of the oven and try and get some of this sorted. Let me take this out of here. Oops, I hit something here. So, all right, now, well, yeah, so this, oh my gosh, you know, you hit one button, I can't even see my screen anymore. So, unfortunately, I can't see anything. So, yeah, sorry for that. I can't see what I'm filming. But, well, anyways, so this here is, let me see, what did I do? Okay, I'm back now. So this here is my seeds that we went through, and this is just a few varieties, so, or a few types of seed. So we've got, yeah, it's just corn, peas, cabbage, nasturtiums, and pumpkins just here. But again, my whole entire yard is going to be turned into gardens. So I definitely not have a problem doing that. I need to grow as much food as I possibly can. I have nothing in the pantry as far as canned foods because I was not able to get a garden in last year. Only canned stuff I have is cranberries that I use for juice, just cranberry and water, that's it. So this year I'm turning my whole entire property into just growing food, and we'll see what I get out of it, and I need to can up as much as possible. I don't want to go another year where I don't have anything, or you know, what if this year is a great year, but then the next year is really bad for growing? So I don't want to be stuck. So I want to at least get 2 years worth of food on the shelf, and also enough for my rescues, because even though they're cats, they were raised by my dog and they eat regular, normal people food. So I want to make sure I have enough food for me and for them, and just extra to make sure if there's a bad growing year, then that's okay because I have a lot of extra. And then you also have to factor in rodents, wildlife, other people's dogs that get in your garden and all that stuff. So, you know, whatever it is that I need to grow at least 4 times that, so that after the, you know, rodents and the animals and all that stuff, you know, do whatever they do in the garden and take your food, you'll hopefully end up with at least 1/4. So if you at least have 1/4 of your food that you grow, then, you know, hopefully it'll be enough. So yeah, that's definitely a lot. And honestly, I don't even know where I'm going to put all this stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to end the live here. So I'll probably be back tomorrow, just while I'm sitting here working on my seeds. And I may actually have somebody up here co-streaming. So if you want to check back tomorrow, you are more than welcome. So thank you so much to everyone that came in to help me with this live, and bear with me because I'm still learning. I've only been playing with the buttons for 2 days, trying to figure EV Mux out. So anyways, I will see you